Well, the stage is set for our first upper bracket semi-final. Furia, Falcons, these two teams are no strangers to this environment, to this point at a Six Invitational. For Furia, though, they've been able to capture that hammer not too long ago. Falcons still elusive. Can they get through the Panthers? Furia begin defense here on Bank, which is the map pick of Falcons.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, I'm expecting Furia to likely win out the series in a close 2-1. It's difficult to foresee them, though, taking down Falcons on Bank, a map that has historically been so strong for them, as highlighted by the desk, really only having teething issues against the best of the best on this map in Secret and G2. They'll start out on attack, the onus on them to build up some momentum. The bans for the first half, Mirror and Echo alongside Monty and Ace.
Really highlighting how strong Group B ended up being. Wildcard, Furia, Falcons. That was the top three in that group, guys, and 3 of those 4 teams in the upper bracket semi-final. One is going to fall here down to the lower bracket. One will progress to an upper bracket final, which would then put them just 1 series away from that grand final position. It is time to lock in. These games now are so important. You do not want to join those teams in that lower bracket. You got Team Secret, who could certainly cause disruption. Weibo, are they on that magical Cinderella run? One of those two will progress. Fluxo, just a high-quality opponent, and SSG.
Bomb located by attackers.
Seriously, you do not want to go down there and rumble. You want to win this, get into an upper bracket final, and maintain at least then one last, kind of safeguard, if you will, if you do drop that.
Absolutely. I do think it is fair to contextualize this matchup, though, as not being absolute must-win. Given the high quality of these two teams and how they've performed at the event so far, a lower bracket run, irrespective of opposition, is certainly not impossible. There is every world in which this could still be a grand final matchup.
Absolutely, and I think that for these two teams in a grand final would be so fascinating. For Falcons, so many second places, so many second finishes. You think back to Boston last year against FaZe. What would happen if it were to be second again, but this time to say a Furia? Their goal is to get that hammer, and it begins here now on the attack in this first round. For Furia, well, they've been in hot form ever since they captured that hammer back in Sao Paulo. I think you can make the argument, guys, they haven't been at their best. They have been kind of stumbling around, but coming into Paris, their form had picked up and it's been maintained. And playing trap heavy with the Denari and the Thorn, clash for Herds. Very much still got this open area hold for JV92 and Herds, but they will look to drop back, play basement later in the round. Felipox has been pinged out by the Quan Hype launcher towards blue stands. JB will drop. Of course, the desk put the focus on JB92 and Shaiko, the 2 top-rated players remaining at the event. As Nade will now drop, join the rest of the team. It's a 5-stack in basement for Furia.
So it all comes down to the execute for Falcons, and adding on to the point here, we are splitting hairs between Shaiko and JV92 at this event so far. On the side of attack, Shaiko, 109 EPS, JV92, 110. On defense, equal, 122 apiece. Utiled up over towards Blue Herds, falls good clear onto the clash from Falcons.
And it just weakens this blue stairs position. Now for Felipox, you do not have the clash anymore, so it means he has to make the decision. Do you stay? Do you go? As we can see right now, he's opting to stay, plays the close position with the shotgun. He's got the Razor Bloom set as well.
It's not typical that you will back up this position and double stack it. Good drone work, though, from Solotov specifically, will not only identify that position, but also clear some of that utility. Felipox now under pressure. Can he find at least one here? It's absolutely necessary for Furia.
3 players watching square to see if Felipox tries to make the push back to site. Now they're opting for the push. Again, no help here for Felipox. Bride has taken some damage. Liquefac over towards main stairs as well while this push is happening. Bride very, very low. Oh. Felipox hit the shot onto users, and Bride's very vulnerable as well. Felipox holds this perfectly towards blue stairs. Job done for him. With 30 seconds left now, it's a wounded Falcons pushing to site.
And that's the versatility of Felipox on offer. Not only an amazing IGL, but can frag out. 20 seconds now for Falcons to produce a response.
Shaiko towards admin as JB92 clears out main stairs. That's going to force the Shaiko drop. He will fall to KZ. Furia have been able to maintain a strong defense inside of sight. Solotop was playing himself at a 1v3. Not happening. Strong start for Furia, but it's Felipox that really set the fire early in that round.
Yeah, very nice tone setter over towards blue. to open his account. Falcons just tripping over themselves a little bit on that blue stairs clear. And it mitigated the advantage that they had earned so early in the round. With this phenomenal clear onto Herds, they were able to deal with the clash really well. And Felipox absolutely popping off. Burrito took a chunk of damage early. He was low. They're both headshots regardless. And then they were just able to chip away at the remaining man count there were Furia. Solid work.
Not awful from Falcons. They'll be disappointed, though, in the clear of Felipox, but they actually had an opportunity because, guess what? They got that opening kill onto Hertz. He dealt with the clash, opens up then the what should have been an easy pinch onto the blue stairs player. Felipox just pulled a masterclass performance in that moment, was able to really help out Furia. If he goes down, it's a 5v3. I think Falcons then take that first round.
5 seconds left.
As for the opening kill metric in this particular head-to-head, Falcons sit at number 3 here in Paris so far. Comparatively, Furia at number 6. The entry time, though, actually very contrasted in this particular matchup, indicative of the kind of pace that these two rosters like to play at. Furia, for instance, sitting at number 3 at SI26. Falcons on the flip side, a little more slow going, number 16.
Drone activated.
Rito's going to get onto the clash now for this second round. Didn't bring any shield play in the opening round of Locker CCTV. We go top 4, CEO Executive. Certainly looking at the top down right now from Furia, not really seeing anything to note. It's looking pretty default. Double stack towards the hallway, one front, one long, and then one janitor. Question will be more so for Falcons is how they want to disrupt this defense.
Yeah, they'll be looking to extract as much value as possible from the blitz in this particular round. Can be a good forward pressure, top square into Jan, can disrupt, split pressure from Liquefact on the Grim. Over towards Lobby. Users has the long rappel here, so nades boxed in. That being said, Walnut opened up
here.
Oh, good trick. Should land. No, not quite.
Not quite. That is a couple of holes opened up, and that's really all you need. But that line of sight established now for users. It makes that hallway position not as playable for Furia. Nade stuck in the elevator position. KZ around stock now needs to be careful when he pushes up that janitor hallway. In fact, he's pushing towards square to get some information.
I love this position from KZ as well. Not wanting to forfeit top square for free, but Liquefact elsewhere, good for 2.
Straight up main, got the kill onto Nade. That opened up the ability to then take the fight front desk. The big solo play from Liquefact. KZ, of course, that reposition to square allowed him to find that kill. A second to come, but it's Brede with the shield, forcing KZ back. The Falcons now have numbers. Liquefact has just gone nuts in this second round. The solo push up spiral, netted him the elevator kill, and then front desk. From there, the defense collapses. Falcons on the board.
Really lovely stuff there from Falcons. Over towards Lobby. Liquefact with a really nice multi. That, of course, aided by good utility clearance onto Kanto. The defense, a couple of those anchor positions boxed in. Nade falls, JV92 caught prone. They didn't even necessarily need to rely on the pressure square, which ultimately was mitigated. We saw KZ push forward and Furia comfortable dealing with that, and Brede not being a key stakeholder in the round there on the blitz, but Liquefact able to march forward elsewhere. Again, reflective of the versatility of this Falcons roster.
The beauty of that top floor as well when it comes to bank. We see a lot of teams, they'll play the repel game, play util, try and clear out janitor position, go for fast plants with smoke cover. Sometimes they'll go for a square push. Sometimes it's about can you get the stock control. Other times it's Kanto putting pressure on the hallway. Sometimes though, it's just a simple man pushing up spiral, finds the one kill onto elevator. You know there's going to be one front desk, and that just opens up the round. So a big solid play from Liquefact essentially seals that round for Falcons, all tied 1-1.
Attacker's objective is to defuse a bomb.
Viper strike. They need our support.
So it's open area then for round number 3 to cap off this first rotation. Furia with a lineup that's relying on a mixture of trap and information. Intrigued to see how much influence the Mozzie may have on this round, and you can see immediately already beginning to stall out the drone potential here for Falcons through ATMs, and I suppose that will flood elsewhere. Drone also captured by Philippox. I don't know if we can get an eye on that. No, he's already quickly jumped off that. We saw it scramble through lobby. And so that's been repositioned now for Furia to play off, provided it wasn't shot out. Digging them out! And that hasn't been the case.
Straight through lobby for Liquify. Needs to be mindful of KZ. Looking towards Archives, he'll be the target contact, but KZ turning his attention towards Electrical. That's got the easy pinch. KZ not aware of that lobby push at all. Nets the opening kill for Liquify for the second round straight. Furia's roam has already been penetrated. And that's going to now have to force them back to site. JB92 knows that pushing back down main stairs through beepers, not easy, and then gets caught on the rappel angle from users. Falcons clearing this nicely.
Yeah, lovely little lurk there on the rappel. Nets users' third kill of the map thus far. As we encroach on the midpoint of the round, Furia need to get into action. They need to make plays. If they anchor from here, it's surely a round loss.
Nade goes searching. He's got cover from Philippox blue stairs, so they can get across towards square, but losing JV92, KZ now weakens their hold towards a main stairs beepers push along with through admin. Now here comes the Vendetta of Shaiko. You have to find a kill just yet, but his team has been stepping up. Frag grenade thrown in to force Philippox back further down blue stairs. Shaiko does need to be mindful if Nade wants to get aggressive. Nade is over the stall towards square. A team kill from Solotov, not ideal, but he was able to net the kill onto Hertz just before that, leaving Nade and Philippox as the duo.
It's on Nade, but he gets shut down. Liquify.
He's hot.
He's looking real good right now. Philippox on death mark. Falcons have leveraged Shaiko really nicely on the Deimos in this round. Plant to go down. There's nothing Philippox can realistically do from this position. He'll look to push forward. He's covered from blue. Good luck, Philippox.
No, there's no chance here in the 1v4 post plant. No, Shaiko's just sitting blue stairs anyway. And he's played this really well, Shaiko, not giving in the 1v1 as soon as he pushes into sight. Easy kill for users. Falcons are looking good. Lost the first round, but 2 straight after that here on the attacker bank. And it's not just the fact that winning these rounds, it's how they're winning these rounds. They're just taking space, finding opening kills. Furia are not winning these gunfights, and it's not even close.
Yeah, Liquify looking like an absolute machine at the moment. His ability to push forward and find multis has been exceptional, finding the last 2 entry kills as well. For context, at this event so far, SI26, his entry is at -6, 5-11. So he's been able to tap into some nice entry jewels so far. His calling as well, we've seen on the player cam, has been exceptional as well. He's also gaining a lot of information, relaying that to the team, looking to then centralize these attacks around him.
I've actually got him at a 183 EPS now as it just got updated on my end. But yeah, I mean, 2 early entry kills for him, 5-1. Also got plant down, so that helps the EPS stat. They're just so dominant in these last 2 rounds for Falcons. 4 alive and 4 alive as an attacking team really highlights how good they've been in those last 2 rounds. Back to basement now, though, for Furia. If you think back to the first round, it was the hero play from Philippox. If Philippox doesn't make that hero play, Gus, there's a fair chance this is 3-0 Falcons. Like, a lot changed off the course of that double kill towards blue stairs.
Attackers must locate and defuse the bomb.
So then to basement we go for Furia, and they have some roam potential with the setup that they've looked to establish. Goyo canisters as well on those primary hatches to try and stall out a little bit of time, and we'll see how much influence that will have. Falcons will be eager to contest this control, try to flush out this defense, and then the question will be posed as to whether or not Furia want to peel back towards side, or are they willing to hold their ground. Shaiko on the IQ on this particular occasion. Good counter pick.
Where did he use
the Valk?
that nitro already? I wonder if it's pre-placed maybe, but I mean against
the IQ it shouldn't be super impactful.
Leaves them just with the 1 remaining now with Philippox, but he's over towards Vault. Oh, Hertz. Well, aggressive towards main stairs, and that's them the opening kill. It was pre-placed, by the way. He just lets it rip, but Obviously doesn't get anything from that. Now that you've got that pick, you fall back to play basement.
Back to site. They've got the Tachanka, presumably a Goyo canister or two on default.
F not mines.
Nitro for Philippox. It's very violently swung now to something like a 75-25 round in terms of win percent for Furia.
Interesting little double stack actually towards server for Herds and Philippox. They're looking to contest the more default-centric push that Falcons will likely go for. Delay on opening the hatch towards open. 90 seconds left in the round. Down a player. Falcons still need to clear a lot of utility towards the site.
Oh, the Kaid complicating.
Do they go for a
well.
back push here with this kind of lineup? You've got the counter tower, you've got the yin.
How? How are they going to do that?
Well, you can't open up. Yeah, I mean, that's
Kaid on the board, no impact ends. They've got 4 can openers, but they can't deploy them.
And that's why you're seeing such presence then for Furia towards server, because they know there's only really one facet of entry.
Furia will be tapping into that right now and know, guys, it's front push. We've got this. Back in the Tachanka util. Force the drop. Let's win the fight red. They'll be very comfortable at the moment.
They don't even have elevator open up. It's just, yeah, I mean, only just now opened up open. Right, sitting at the bomb chassis, knowing he can be aggressive, deny these drones, deny information for Falcons. This has to be a round in which Furia do get the result, considering the advantage that they currently have.
So Nade has the lineup ready to go. Shamika launcher through red. Philippox gold has Nitro. Shaiko though does find. Can they fight their way deep into sight here? It's possible.
Candelas are being thrown out now from Bride. Shaiko pushed all the way towards the doorway, though lost his battle on the long fight. Licky Faka, another headshot. That one on today. 10 seconds. Time is dwindling. As big as Licky Faka has been with the gun, he now needs to stick the kit, and it's only JV92 left. Can he be able to win the 1v2 on a round that seemed almost certain? And no, Licky Faka hits it, crouching on the kit. He doesn't move, and Falcons steal that round.
The composure from Lickafak to stand still like a statue.
Daylight robbery.
Goodness me.
4v5, 30 seconds left. You still had to clear Vulcan canisters.
Shaiko goes deep. The diffuser caught in an awkward position, but they're still able to win these duels. Falcons are so sharp right now, despite so little in the way of traditional win conditions available in that round. They make it work.
Never had the Deimos, so you didn't have Deathmark pressure. Look at that move, like all of 2 meters within CCTV. Here, it doesn't move.
He doesn't move.
Balls of steel from Licky Fak. So many players in that position, I feel like, would have started to like move and try and re-angle their position. He just sits still and he just waits, knowing he's going to get peaked. 3-1 Falcons, and absolutely stealing that previous round. Furia need to switch on.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds left.
Really good test of Falcons' resilience in that last round to still battle their way forward and make it work.
And that was the first round that Furia finally got the opening kill. And on Locker CCTV of all sides, where you get that pick, you go back, play basement, extra man advantage, and they do not convert. Wasted opportunity. You mentioned it before in terms of opening kills. Falcons are the 3rd best team in the tournament for that. So you're not going to get too many opportunities against this team. Not the way that Licky Fak's playing.
No.
And he goes on to the Deimos.
So to top floor we go. Fury have elected for the double-ranged hard breach ban, so the Kanto win con here is being stripped away from Falcons, opening up that position, threatening elevator. Not going to be a possibility now. And so we'll likely see 1 of 2 follow-up options here from Falcons. Pressure either through for a top square hit and stock, etc., or maybe something more direct on Repel, and the Capital can facilitate that.
It's interesting. They made the right call. I think last time out, we saw Licky Fat push up Spiral, get the kill elevator because Nade was tucked in, because Kanto was opened up. But they're bringing the Clash this time, and no one's actually playing Kanto anyway. So it's still a pretty vulnerable area, that push up Spiral. But Nade will be able to maneuver around on the Clash.
Given the posturing from Falcons, I do think that the Repel game is going to be the name of the game for this attack. Deimos can threat below, Breeder can deploy you till Jan, try to make it difficult for Furia to hold on to CEO. That being said, Felipox does have catch on offer. And so Falcons will need to consider that when it comes to the util game.
And I wonder if they just let LickyFac on the Deimos below, play a couple of death marks, and then eventually it's go do what you want. Where do you want to push up? Do you want to go up main? Do you want to go up square? Do you want to go spiral? He'll have the freedom to later in the round do what he wants. LickyFac though, well, a mister on the frag grenade as we head into the final 60 seconds.
Maybe the first mistake we've seen from him so far on this map so far. Not the end of the world though. Feet spotted here by LickyFac. That, of course, is Herds inside of Janitor. He's a key player for defense. Shaiko, though, what can he do from top square?
Wants to try and put the pressure on close by. Flash dump over towards KZ. That connected, forced him back, and then just over swings. It's been a quiet and rough start for Shaiko so far. Users will fall on the Dockerby. Bride still outside on the Repel as LickyFac is pushing up square to go and join Solotov, who's now deep inside the Janitor, but he too will fall to Herds up close, and Furia finally hold strong here defensively as they take top floor in a flawless fashion.
That's really nice from Herds. Over towards Jan, able to withstand that utility and escape. Got the scalp of Shaiko as well prior to that, and it really began to detach the attack from Falcons. Falcons still lead 3-2, and Furia call attack timeout.
Deixa eu falar, vamos pra baixo, guys. O CAD tá open, eles estão muito atrasados ali. Eu acho que a gente consegue jogar algo de boa. Só vamos bolar de novo uma compo pra gente jogar aqui embaixo, tranquilinho. Ali, no final, é só a gente calmar e a gente ter usado a C4 padrão, que a gente teria ganho um round.
Então, se a gente pensar que é avançada, a comp deles vai ficar uma bosta. Tipo, tinha Sled, tinha Demos, acho que a gente fica uma avançada pra eles pegarem essas comp ruins, tá ligado?
Deixa eu pegar um Moz e um bagulho, Igão.
Beleza, pode ser, pega esse Moz aí, só vamos colocar
Posso
o
manter o Goio, se quiser.
Eles um pouco. Acho que nem precisa do Goio, que eles estão jogando muito com a Twitch, tá ligado? Sabe um bagulho que se pá é bom? Pegar o Marune e colocar nos alçapão ali na hora que os caras vão execar fim de round, tá ligado? Ou então só a Clash também, ô Box. Tu faz a Clash, tá ligado? E a gente faz coordina de Moz e a gente joga de boa com o Kaid.
Eu vou subir,
Pega a comp aí, guys, pra
lá,
ver quem vai pegar o Kaid.
Could have been Kaid and Clash were operators that I heard. Definitely the Kaid at the end. Furia, though, I like the fact they take the timeout after a round win because clearly Igor's team, things aren't going great. This hasn't been our best. We can play better. A couple of rounds we certainly should have got the win. So let's shape things up while it's not to the point where it's just totally too far gone. It's a 3-2 scoreline. You won the previous round. Top floor secured. Final round of the half. Can we get a third defensive round, which would be big on a map like Bank? So I think it's a really good timeout taken for Furia. Bank, so far at this event, guys, is the second best attacker-sided map. So if you get this third defensive round, sets you up then going into the second half. And for Furia, they're the second best team when it comes to attacking at Six Invitational.
So it's a triple nitro lineup from defense in this round. Furia investing a lot of utility up above. Bride actually did have a drone over towards Jan, and so Falcons have a pretty clear read as to the game plan here on offer from Furia. They'll be eager to try and either flush it out and cut off rotation, or maybe take it head on. Certainly a possibility, although it will be, rather high risk, and they don't have a dedicated vert op if they are to fight for that control. So again, may look to consolidate a little bit more here over towards Quad, Printer, etc. Stalker potential as well. Hatch already has been opened up here by the defense. And KZ playing that for fall off.
Nice, got a drone.
Furia playing aggressive on the edge of the map. Shaiko traded.
Got one, but the trade was quickly there, but he still got damage onto KZ. Playing the Deimos, you want him to stay alive, get those death marks active throughout the round, but job done, right? You get the opening pick, damage then onto KZ. I think he'd be happy with that, especially with the way he's been playing so far. JV92 kind of called over towards front desk. He's called over Felipox for some help. Felipox will slip into long desk, so they've got an extra body if Solotov opts for the repel inside. JV92 has to be cautious of his positioning, though, to the repel that we're seeing from users.
So here's the quad pressure on offer from Falcons. Impact EMP from LickyFac to aid. And the secondary hard breach from Bride will land. Good belt of utility available for the execute, and a grenade elsewhere takes down the danger man of JV92.
Yeah, he's just thrown that from the roof and it's landed in close to airlock. That's a big, big kill for Falcons to give them the extra player. JV92 was low on health after getting pampered towards front desk. Philippok still holds his position in long desk. His position may not be known. Haven't seen a lot of drones go through that top floor area. Under a minute left though, but it looks looking like Falcons just want to go direct hit. They got pressure from quad, opened up electrical. The way that LickyFac's been playing, I think he'll just back himself in. Solotov clears Philippok, who went pushing, knowing that that push was coming from the square side of the map. He felt like he needed to stop it, go for that counter aggression. Now it leaves Nade and KZ in a 2 versus 4 on site.
Can these two combine? 30 seconds and a wraparound. KZ not caught, but 3 to find.
They lost Nade. Nitrocell thrown towards admin, no one in there. Plank going down inside a star from Brede towards default, and the swing back in. Instant kill from users. Falcons find 4 rounds, 4 of the last 5, and out of the timeout for Furia, unsuccessful.
Falcons certainly having Furia's number so far. They are looking better inside of the server, and they've given themselves a platform now on defense to potentially extend this lead and close this map out rather swiftly. Unfortunate, of course, for Furia, who did take that tactical timeout. Now puts them on a pretty severe back foot for the remainder of Bank.
That's early days. It's only 1 half. Furia are a very good attacking team. Falcons rated 6th for defensive win rate on a map that's pretty much close to 50-50. As we head into the bans, it is Monty and Glaz, Kaid and Warden. As we head into the second half. Blockers CCTV will be the first site choice as we go back to the highlights. And that was that frag grenade clear from users. That was a good throw. And I think the right play at that point, to be honest, from Philippok. He was the one that needed to make something happen, pushing from top floor towards square, but was being watched the whole way. Falcons look good. They look switched on. Furia need to wake up.
Yeah, they've looked incredibly composed so far. LickyFac leading the charge. 7 kills for him, but he's not even the top fragger users, as quietly being able to chip away at that total 8 for him in the opening half of this matchup. Really good versatility on offer from Falcons so far. No weak links on offer. Basement will be their opening site choice, and given how proficient they've looked around the map, as we can see, they will deploy somewhat of a roam early on here. Souls can facilitate that, users can garner info on the Valk. I don't anticipate this to be an all-in roam, it will likely be a peel, but again, just looking to test Furia.
Again, a reminder, the last time that Falcons played Bank, it was a win. It was against Furia back on day 1 of groups, all the way back just over a week ago. They actually lost that series, though, 2-1 to Furia, but Bank was where they were successful, hence why they selected it again. And so far, it's kind of following the same fashion. You know, 7-4 there, it's 4-2 right now. It's kind of following a similar pace. As you said, I don't imagine Falcons are going to maintain much of a hold here.
So some control above initially here for Furia, and Philippok's in the meantime with the shock drone over towards Garage. That can be impactful late round in facilitating that lurk pressure, and that will be exploited by Furia, no doubt, if they see a window of opportunity to do so. Users, though, has been able to push forward and check out the status of this position.
LickyFac drop, so the only one left up on that first floor are Shaiko and Solotov. And they'll just play the open area drop hatch anyway.
Yeah.
And to be honest, Fury have kind of taken their time kind of getting into these deeper positions within the building. So at 90 seconds, this is a win right now. Falcons, and Shaiko gets one as well on the drop down.
Goodness.
And Philippok is also down and now out from LickyFac, who pushed up main stairs. Big power play from Falcons on the defense.
Lovely peel there from Falcons. Love that key with barrier open area to just facilitate a bit more aggression from Shaiko.
Power of the Solars. He's just sitting main stairs watching and then sees that the kit's coming. Easy swing, clear onto Philippok. That kit down and has now been picked back up.
Nest ready to knock up.
Well, LickyFac's been the MVP so far on Bank, no doubt about it. We'll say for Fury of those, we head into the final minute. Solotov, Shaiko, both very low. But it's going to take a mighty effort from here. So that yellow ping Information over towards Garage. And a little slip in here for Herds. He could easily get an angle and find a kill, but he oversteps the mark and then can't find the pick onto users. Nade will go for the plant. He's the only one still standing. Gets off it. It's now a 1v5 attempt for Nade. He cannot make it happen. Flawless from Falcons. And they take a 5-2 lead.
That was lovely defense there. The hold offsite was phenomenal. A good example of Falcons trying to limit test that attack. 99 times out of 100, Furia are anticipating a pretty straightforward drop-off there from the defense. But Shaiko looks to disrupt and Liquefact pushes forward on the Solace. Both net a kill. Here's a look back at that Shaiko initial entry kill and the ability to just escape as well. Severely weakened that attack. Falcons up 3 rounds now.
Yeah, they look very dominant here on Bank. Clubhouse to follow after this is a good map for Furia. But both teams have recently had wins on the map. Thinking back, Falcons beat Wildcard back in group 7-2 on Clubhouse. So not as if they go into Clubhouse as a team that cannot play the map. Furia's last win was 7-5 against Weibo in the upper bracket quarterfinal. Double digits now for Liquefact. I don't want to say this seems like a foregone conclusion. Furia is such a high-quality team that they absolutely can bring this back. Falcons are also a high-quality team that you would imagine surely cannot lose it from here. Looking so good through the 7 rounds that we have now played. They've won 5 of the last 6, all over Furia.
Loading new mag.
And it's Users and Liquefact who have led the way.
I've picked up the shield.
Yeah, Liquefact 2-0 entry and a 71% survival rate. He's been the all-rounder for Falcons so far, and he'll look to fulfill the catch role on the Wamai here, round 8. That's critical, encountering any util dump over towards Jan, although that seems unlikely from Furia. Brede peppered with utility in the meantime, but he survives and Shield's still standing. Of course, the Clash critical and looking to lock down Stock Hall. Can gain information over towards top square, and I think that the read from Falcons here is pretty on point. It seems to be what Furia are currently posturing for. No smokes on offer here from the attack, so a smoke plan, of course, off the cards.
Falcons' defense has been really, really good to begin the second half as well. I mean, it's typically FaZe, you know, we're thinking of FaZe Fury, it's FaZe that will play that more slower entry. The stats back that up, but Fury are not. They average a 150 average entry time. They're 3rd rated at the event. They can push in, get quick kills, and surprise you. At a minute 18 though, there it is. KZ finds the pick onto Solotov. Pressure towards Lobby. Can Dallas throw towards Brede? Users very low. Love the swing though from Users. Despite his health, he got the kill onto KZ. How does the man manage that on such low health? And it's now a 3v3. This is a round that you feel like could determine this map.
Still a double stack over towards Lobby. Nade on site repel. This is going to be so tough for Furia.
How do you push past Brede sitting in elevator? Yeah, Herds, you push up. Gumine, guess what? Now Shield can get planted. He could swing this if he wants. Herds was going to have to go all the way around, but the castle barricades are blocking him off as well. JP92 towards main stairs, knows that Shaiko playing around the vending machine, but he's got another one to look at in Liquefact. They double down. All 3 members of Falcons on this side of the map means the site is open. Nade slips in, will go for the plant. A 1-for-1 trade as JV falls. Nade now 2 to Shaiko, and it's down to Herds in a 1v2 post-plant. But Brede on the Clash offers big strength for Falcons.
Just needs to face check for information. Shield can be used to cover the counter defuse. Herds needs to step up big time. What can you do? 25 seconds.
He knows Brede is close left, but he wants to hold the angle, and he's knowing full well that he had to battle Shaiko. Brede the nuisance, Shaiko the gunner, and it's Falcons that have got 4 map points as Shaiko calls them bots in the server.
Great defense there from Falcons once again. Furia, to their credit, did a really nice job to manipulate the positioning of that defense. It was a big vending stack from Falcons. They actually did quite a good job at isolating the clash and avoiding the impact that Brede could have over towards Elevator. So credit goes to JV92 to go main, to force that pushback from Falcons. But ultimately, it just didn't work out in the end. So it was some really good defensive work.
Look back at the highlights from the 8th round, and it was a bit back and forth. Users right there and then getting that kill onto KZ. So low on health, had just won one battle prior to that. The quick turnaround, knowing that the entry's coming from Furia. And then, yeah, Brede just plays this perfectly. Just a nuisance. Yellow ping information makes it so difficult for Herds. There's not a lot Herds can really do there other than just hit a wonderful headshot onto Shaiko. But even still, if he does that, then it's a 1v1 against the Clash, who can at any point put that shield down and start getting aggressive. 6-2 advantage for Falcons. 4 opportunities to put themselves one map away from an upper bracket final.
Changing legs. Bench is ready and waiting.
And there's a statement start to the series as well. Furia will have to bounce back quickly on Clubhouse.
Furia bring the Ram here on the first map point round. And so Nade looking to get to work on Vertibomb.
And don't get it twisted, this is one of Furia's more played maps. In the last 6 months, they've played Bank 16 times for a 10-6 record as KZ finds the opening kill onto Licky Fact. Not only are you taking down one of the top players for Falcons, but you're also getting rid of the smoke off the board. Users caught on the vault through front desk. Herds collects it. Furia not going down without a fight.
Now it's just about consolidation here for Furia, not letting this advantage slip. Shaiko still up. He's been threatening, and he may look to make a play here over towards Stock. Furia need to be mindful of that. They have cut-off potential available here. And drones, of course, the economy is still strong. Herds will spot out Shaiko, who has elected not to forfeit his position.
Solotov main, trying to take the fight against KZ and help out Shaiko and relieve some of that pressure that could have come his way on a pinch towards the janitor hallway. Got Nade inside of janitor, Herds behind him, KZ as well. Unfortunately, Solotov has had to give up and says to Shaiko, you've got to drop and get out of there, and he does do so.
Yeah, really good flash there. Forces the flush out. It would have been very low percentage of Shaiko to go for the kill there. Even in a 3 versus 5, he backs himself to anchor on site.
Solotov has rotated all the way to blue stairs, but here comes JB92. He has the option, could come up main, but do wonder if he will opt for the blue stairs push himself. Nade's going to make his way over towards Stock. He has no more Boogie Auto breaches though, but there are open floorboards in there. For Shaiko and Brede, it's just try and find a tucked in safe position and hope that Solotov can do something through archives. He's now lurking.
Furia have scouted site nicely, but are they aware of the lurk here, especially from Solotov, who can wrap in behind and have impact?
Yeah, but they lose Brede, they're just outnumbered. The lurk from Solotov is fine, there's nothing wrong with it, but at that point, you've only got 2 players on site. They're just overwhelmed, outnumbered. And while he did get one, it doesn't really matter. Never winning it from that position as Furia are able to maintain their position here on Bank. 6-3, 3 more rounds to go. It still seems like a difficult task for them ahead, but if any team can do it, Furia know what comebacks are like.
They have history. Not to put a dampener on things, though, it is the tertiary site. Falcons can go back to basement. They can return to second floor if required. Both of those objectives looked incredibly strong. Furia will look to adjust based on how it was played last time out. As we go to basement, there'll be a big emphasis on open area, right? They will be perhaps a little bit more focused in on that clear, aware that Falcons may look to stay and find picks. And so they'll be looking to cut that off with a little bit better efficiency.
The added benefit as well at a 6-3 scoreline to be going locker CCTV is if Falcons lose this, Julio calls a timeout. You call the timeout, then you've got 2 more opportunities to close this map out. So Falcons are still in a very, very good position. Got to take a mighty effort for Furia to force OT. Seeing Philippebox, by the way, attack a repick onto Jackal. Jackal, one of the least played operators at Six Invitational. Never mind, he gets off it. Probably told, what are you doing? What are you thinking? Get on the ying, mate. Come on.
10 seconds left before insertion.
Wall is reinforced!
5 seconds
So we
left.
see the return of the Valkyrie from users. We've seen it on one occasion. I was going to say a couple, but just the one. It was, of course, last time out on basement. We did see Furia respond with an IQ pick on the side of Hertz back in round number 7, but this time out, the IQ is not being played, and I do wonder how much impact that may have in Furia's ability or perhaps inability to deal with that info gathering tool.
Oh my goodness, LickyFact just gets caught. KZ pushes through. LickyFact trying to be aggressive on the shoulders towards Janitor. A big roam cleared for Furia. Double digits now for KZ. And just a small error from LickyFact. He started 10-2, by the way, now 10-5. Keep that in mind. Just quietly, but Furia starting to recapture some form.
The next task then for Furia to deal with Shaiko. Massively influential. Users as well, open area, but there's Shaiko dead over towards quad. Now it's basically all on users to try and find a win con.
Well, users is just sitting at the hatch thinking about the quick drop down, needs to take the fight. He has to drop, and he does. Essentially loses that battle. Shaiko is left to die inside a staff room. There will be 3 players up on the defense for Falcons. That's Nade finishing off the downed Shaiko. And Furia have a big advantage. KZ, though, caught napping. Solotov able to get one back for Falcons.
Surely now, though, cut off. It's a very awkward rotation anywhere close towards the objective now for Solotov. Options limited,
Can't
and
drop
ATM's low.
Can't drop Vault. Nade pushes in through Archives. They are hunting Solotov right here, right now, and they clear him out easily. Great teamwork from Furia. Poor old Bride by himself towards blue stairs with no one else to help out. If I don't see this timeout from Julio, something's wrong in the Falcons camp. It's going to be 6-4. You lose basement. Furia are starting to make their comeback, but Bride at least beats out Herd, and an up-close pistol in hand. Philippe Box finishes the round. Do we see a timeout from Falcons? 2 in a row for Furia.
I'm going to bet my life savings we do. But I've also heard that they have called their tactical timeout before the conclusion of that round. And so we'll wait for that Falcons timeout to come through. A bit to chat over. Here we go.
Okay, guys. I think for CO, we can bring the mirror. Just put more layers for them to destroy. I want them to have to destroy the mirror, to go below, to destroy cast, to destroy a lot of sheets, so they can bring a lot of executes, okay? I think it's good. If you can, I think mid-round, just try to flank the guy up below, or just go below, maybe. And we play more to stop the plant shit like this, Okay. And,
100%.
Yeah, for basement guys, we can just do something similar, but just flood everyone, just hide, because they're just clearing with demos, fit drone, they're not pushing for everywhere. Or we can just do more fallback-ish or turtle, okay? I want you guys on basement just to play the comfort zone, okay? But you can even hide on one elevator, fighting one elevator, hide on the other shit like this, okay? Okay. Just let's mark, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. Let's go, guys.
Well, not too panicky from Julio as we go top floor, but the consensus was that if we do go back down basement, keep it rather default. So options still aplenty for Falcons in terms of site choices to the end of regulation here, but Furia are starting to mount that comeback. 2 rounds straight, they've been able to get the opening kills. They've been able to win the rounds and getting these opening kills much earlier in the rounds as well. 2 minutes 24 and 2 minutes 37. And that's where Falcons need to be mindful here. You're playing this roam game, you're playing early contact fight positions, but Furia are starting to win those. Do you then start to bring it back a little bit?
Yeah, seemed to be a little bit of chatter as to how they wanted to set up over towards Elevator as well, so probably anticipating that to have big influence for the defense here. Again, Furia do have the ranged hard breach available, and so Kanto could be contested. That being said, though, look across at that composition from Furia.
Don't have the ace, don't have the Habana, so that's going to mean Kanto will stay reinforced. They can play Elevator.
So it should be top square focused. The exothermics are really only going to be utilized in that particular position.
Yeah. And with the blitz as well, this should be Janitor square side push from Furia.
Now, as
got the Capitao to flame out the Janitor position as well.
Yep.
I mean, for Falcons, once they start to catch on to these operator selections, they will know full well what this hit will be.
very quickly, top floor, 54.5% to the attack at this event so far.
All swing in from Herds. Once watching though, the exothermic should be good as Valipox now will cover. Choco's playing main stairs right now. He'll start to bring his position back over towards the hallway. Bride sitting inside a janitor with both mirrors looking in.
Swapping max.
Oh, but it's JV92 that loses his life outside on the rappel. Big pick from Solotov. Onto the Thatcher. Falcons needing that early advantage just to stabilize after losing the previous 2 rounds. KZ, oh, big shot again from Solotov. Hertz sat down. And now makes this round very difficult for Furia.
Can Falcons get the job done from here? Furia massively stalled out. They'll be looking to get influence from Fleetpox and his utility, but a lot of this is going to be centered around Nade on the blitz. He has to somehow find space.
The goal eventually would have been for Nade to get into sight, layer the smokes after they cleared Janitor, and get the plant down. It wasn't supposed to be an aggressive blitz to clear Janitor. It was supposed to be a plant blitz.
It will need to be now, surely. I highly doubt a direct repel in here is going to...
I see 3 on the repel right now, so they're just going to go direct. I mean, this is just Furia saying we don't know if we can actually do anything else right now.
Double nitro for Falcons, minute on the clock.
If these smokes get thrown in, that's the execute for Furia confirmed. No doubt about it. But they haven't cleared out anything towards the backside. KZ towards square can at least hold towards the janitor hallway. He's just checking for archives. No one there though for Falcons. And here come the smokes. Nade's gonna have to rappel in, go for the quick plant. There should be nitrocells available. Deed uses Bride. Big throw from Bride. That should be the round, and that should be the map from this position, barring something catastrophic from Falcons. They still have users as well. Front desk with a nitrocell, and the kit's in a bad spot.
KZ needs to push through over towards Jan and hit 2 insane shots.
There's one. He needs to clear out Bride towards Janitor. Felipox needs to get moving as well. There's no time, guys. You've just got to send it in. Can they get past Bride? They cannot! Collects both of them with a bit of help from users. Falcons will take the opening map of Bank, now putting themselves 1 map away from the upper bracket final.
What a clean map from Falcons. A real joy to watch them there on Bank. It's why it's one of the best in their pool. Furia showed some resilience, but it ultimately was not enough.
Well, Furia will have to bounce back on Clubhouse, or it will be lower bracket for them.
Falcons are now one map away from the upper bracket final, and during this first map we kept an eye on the battle of the IGLs because I feel like the difference for these two teams was definitely made in the attacks.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the one thing about, most Siege, you generally say Siege is defender-sided, but I think when you've got two teams of this quality, you've got great IGLs in Philippox and Leakyfac. Oh my god, I forgot his name then. When you've got great IGLs of these two players, you would expect the map generally to be attacker-sided. On the side of Bank, it was Leakyfac who was having his day. And I like the way that on Bank particularly, he puts himself in the front line as well, and he IGLs from that front line, Leo.
Yeah, he was at the forefront of most of the strategies. If you look at the attack, very clear game plan. They abuse the demos, the KD, the blitz sometimes, try and create pressure on the defenders. The biggest strength in Furia are their gunners. So they're going to take a lot of map control, they're going to go aggressive, they're going to try to find picks. And so he was at the forefront of that on the Lion, then on the Sledge with that clutch. And I think that's why he put up so many numbers. He was 10 and 2 at the end of the attack split. Obviously, he struggled a little bit on the defense, but I think it's beautiful to see him come up with the right game plan in attack. Now, if we look at the defense, there's actually one round in particular where he has a lot of impact. They're going to defend basement, and look at this. You have Shaiko on the Legion, holding Kitchen, 3 reinforcement, a line of sight onto square. At the same time, the Azami, she's holding the open space. She has a reinforcement towards that window. The both of them, they're here to burn time. And who's upstairs? Leakyfac, with a Solis, getting drones, trying to make a little bit of a phantom pressure here, Jack, until the rest of the team falls down.
And when you've got such good attacks, it's about pushing the limits on defense. Shaiko, you could argue he stays too long, but he hits an insane shot, manages to get away with his life. Leakyfac off the back of that, he gets himself set up on main side. Shaiko gets the kill. Leakyfac gets himself a second, and that's a 5 versus 3 there. That is ultimately the round over on defense because Furia are then not able to get themselves set up. They're not able to execute.
It's beautiful to see strategy at the forefront of getting the opening kills. But then sometimes you have rounds like the one with Solotov, with the worst gun in the game, with the UMP, all the way on the top floor, hits a crazy headshot on one of the windows, and then all the way down to square hits another one. When a player hits shots like that, when Solotov is fired up like that, you can have the best strats possible. That guy is going to ruin them, and Falcons will win the match.
Sounds a little bit cliche, but the game is not played out on paper. If this game was played out on paper, you play it 100 times, it's probably 50-50. It's so close between these two teams, but then you just have these big moments. Solotov hits one of them in the very last round to get Falcons over the line.
Yeah, I like what you said about pushing the limits really on the defense here. I feel like Bank is a map that really allows you to do that as well. Moving into Clubhouse now, how does that really translate in regards to playstyle?
Well, I think looking at Furia, you look at the rest of Bank, right? When they switched to attack, I think they were regaining a momentum.
Yes.
And how did they do it, Anne? Exactly like you said, they were controlling that fine balance of trying to put pressure on the side of Falcons. Falcons, they were testing the limits the entire time, and I think they overstepped a couple times. And one example is, for example, top square, when you have KZ running in with Deimos and getting that entry kill, right? If they can bring the pace, if they can bring that momentum back, if they can get aggressive and gain a few opening kills on the clubhouse, it's easy then to just follow up on that. They're going to start attack on that map. So they can keep the momentum they started to build on Bank. Use the same tools, because if it was not for the incredible lead that Falcons had, that match would have been much closer.
Clubhouse is one of those maps where you kind of force people into a lot of predefined roles, predefined attacks. You think about it with Clubhouse, you need hard breach every single time, you need your shields every single time when you attack, you need your soft breach as well. You really then deny the opportunity, realistically, for so much expansive plays, for your senses, for your yings, for your grims, your cabtails. Those kind of operators kind of take a little bit of a backseat. So for me, whoever wins Clubhouse is the team that can execute their game plan the most and test the limits and push the boundaries the most of what they can get away with, but inside of that system.
Will the momentum push Furia through to stay in the upper bracket? Clubhouse will tell us more.
So a big map coming out. Falcons one away from an upper bracket final. Furia searching for redemption. Need to respond and do so pretty quickly. I think they need a strong early start here on Clubhouse, or they face the lower bracket. Users and Leakyfac, the standouts on Bank, 12-6, 10-6 respectively. Leakyfac with a clutch, 2 plants, went 2-2 on the opening kills, which was a pretty even metric for both teams. It was actually KZ that was at the best for Furia, finding 3 opening picks, went 13 and 8, had an 82% cost, but no one else, guys, really was able to perform for Furia. He was the only one above 92 EPS with a 137, so they need more from their teammates on Furia. Beginning on the attack club, for the team facing now the lower bracket position if they cannot win this map. Bands coming through, Thermite, Grim, Kaid, and Bandit.
We certainly anticipate fight back from Furia. I agree with the desk that if it wasn't for such a great start, especially spearheaded by Liquefact, Bank could have been much, much closer. And so we head into Clubhouse. You look at the numbers, I wouldn't say that Furia are well ahead of Falcons in terms of the historical data either on this particular map. So it's all about getting a strong start, building momentum. Do we see the kind of Furia that can split attacks and bring another dimension to a map like Clubhouse that can often be perhaps a little bit more one-dimensional? Will that be enough to overwhelm Falcons? Let's jump in then. It's basement for the opening round, and it looks like Falcons are eager to meet fire with fire. Scopos selected for the opening round, and who else but Liquefact to have that license?
Yeah, why not? I mean, after the way he played on Bank, I think he's deserved that license.
5 seconds remaining.
Basement, of course, to begin. So the question usually with the Scopos is where do you want to play it? How do you want to play it? Sometimes we see teams actually go for a big extension towards Rafters with the Azami Scopos combo. That's a bit more on the extensive end of things. A lot of the times it can also be a strip lurk on the Scopos. You can sometimes just leave the shell top floor, force them to clear it out, buy some time. Right now he's in bathroom, so I'm thinking actually that's going to be the play. He's not really looking to do much more than, can I get a pick? If I don't, I'm just going to transfer back to side.
Yeah, get a pick. At minimum, try and find maybe a drone or two as well. That would be a net win for Falcons, especially for the late round, and maybe open them up to play a couple of varied positions that are then more challenging for Furia to identify and flush out. As you can see on the player card, Liquefact still active over towards bathroom, and now that gap's closed.
I mean, the Blackbeard is a great combination for this. Oh, never mind.
Hold on.
Tried to get aggressive against Liquefact.
He's laughing. Why wouldn't you?
You just don't need to make that play, though, if you're hurt. You had Philippox coming by pretty soon as well. So you could have just kept shield up, but he panicked, I think, and just went for the shot onto a moving Liquefact. Oh, jumped up from the Scopos and the Blackbeard off the board. Perfect start for Falcons.
And basement, the kind of site where you really want at least an even man count. Typically, you will be leaning into trades late round, and by now being a player down, it makes it so challenging for Furia.
It's just a strange play for Hertz. You just don't need to go gun up there. You're on the Blackbeard, keep the shield up, fall back, wait for the help to arrive. Yes, if Liquefact is able to transfer back safely, who cares? Now, for Falcons, you just get to play 5-side.
Yeah, good little counterplay here from JB92, trying to dodge these impact grenades, and he is ultimately successful. Brede came across, but doesn't land that set. So minute on the clock, they have route towards objective, but again, trading out will be tough. They'll be relying on good, deep layering of utility, and for somebody from Furia, someone has to step up in this round, be the player to go deep, find a couple of kills, and play disrupt against this backline from Falcons.
4 Candelas still available for Philippox. You got the belt of utility from the Capitao. You got flashes as well from JB92. So the players left alive at the very least do still have the utility available to help aid on this push down basement. A chance there onto Shaiko all the way towards blue from bot main for JB92. Gets him very low.
KZ still has 4 bolts available. Philippox, 4 Candelas. What can Furia do? 20 seconds on the clock.
Nate got 1, instantly traded. Drop down moto for JB92. Knows there's 1 towards Arsenal. That's Liquefact. He's gone down. Shaco's still low. Now takes the position into Arsenal. Razor Bloom. And Nuisance there onto JB92. Finished off then by Solitov. As Philippox falls at the end of the hallway, Falcons take the opening round of Clubhouse.
He's so naked. I'm not joking, guys. This is the definition of naked.
Liquefact very happy with himself, and why wouldn't you be? What a phenomenal start to the round. Wins a key duel over towards Bedroom and sets his team up for success.
Speaking of Bedroom, that's going to be the next site choice. Jim Bedroom for the second round. Herds will be kicking himself here at the start of this.
Just had to wait a little
Literally,
bit.
as he died, Philippox has just dropped balcony at the window and could have pre-fired that. And
10 seconds
yeah,
to
I
go.
think Hertz has definitely made the mistake. I think it's got to be some kind of a panic. Definitely a wrong decision.
Very intrigued to see how this map develops between these two. I think it will certainly ebb and flow. That's the expectation. So again, much like Bank in the sense, and the desk highlighted this, and this is typically the case at big international events, it comes down to the big key moments. Like who can step up when they get that 1% opportunity, when they get those fine margins? Are they the player, the individual, the team to excel? We saw it there in the opening round from Liquefact. Hits a very clean shot to set up his team. Over to Bedroom, as you mentioned, for round number 2. And we'll see if Furia can start snapping into action here, because we know at their best on a map like Club, they can exploit it so nicely on attack.
Reloading ammo.
I don't think they're going to drop their heads too much, obviously. We're only 1 round in.
Club usually will play rather default style. I mean, even right now, uses top red on the flash. Solotov sitting cash. Furia will be aware of this. He's just going to clear this out safely, force them back to site. Don't want to over-invest and rush in and take scrappy gunfights.
Well, I mean,
that's a waste of a shock drone.
Yeah, there is the possibility here of the Capital Belt util top red to try and capture users or at minimum flush him into an awkward position.
He's already gone down through lounge.
But this is very extensive from users.
Yeah, he's maybe overextended here and might give an opportunity away to Furia, able to just go back up top red.
Ooh. That was a little bit of a
Solotov, though, gets caught CCTV. He pushed out with the breach opened up. Easy kill for JB92. So a little sloppy here from Falcons on this extension.
The Deimos from down below providing good value here, flushing out cash, but Shaiko elsewhere and Liquefact in a position to maybe flank red. Shaiko peels, and now Liquefact maybe with an opportunity to push forward if he catches the timing. No. Good drone work, good discipline on offer here from Furia.
Yeah, that's just the case of frag grenades trying to push Falcons further back, but Shaiko, to his credit, was just out of range and then takes the gunfight. Liquefact in trouble. How has he ended up in that position?
Yeah, surprised he's committed there.
Completely by himself, surrounded by 3 members of Furia. And Shaiko, though, tap onto Herds, immediately brings it back to a 3v3. Even numbers for both teams heading into the final minute.
Changing back.
So nasty from Shaiko. Susceptible to the death mark momentarily. A 3 versus 3. A good test of the anchor work now from Falcons. Shaiko can regen his utility. Will, of course, be a player to watch in the late round. Users has been able to reposition as well. Going to be great counter over towards Logi and maybe even top main as well. Especially with Jacuzzi closed. There's limited avenues now towards site.
And it will stay closed as well. We have limited avenues towards site. One of the big avenues could be KZ down below on the Deimos and then push up main stairs, which is what he's trying to do, but Shaiko shuts him down. Eventually, he loses his life. No more rampaging Shaiko in the round. Nade's got to hit these onto users. Safe behind the shield. Leapbox finds an angle, starts to push in. He gets the second towards Jim. Furia crack the Falcons defense on Jim Bedroom.
I tell you what, IGLs know how to frag out in Modern Siege. What a pleasure to watch. Phenomenal clear from Furia. They had one option left. It was Logi. It was an all-in shove from Furia. And despite the clash in play and Shaiko up close, both cleared and successful in the 2v1.
Shaiko hit some really good shots in the round, but you have to ask question marks of Liquefact towards lounge. How does he get himself into that position to just get completely surrounded by himself on an island? Certainly mistakes from Falcons on defense. The extension top red as well was quite sloppy. I mean, even for users, when he got kind of caught towards lounge, he had to retreat back up red. And then we saw the opening death, which for Solotov was just simply in the middle of CCTV with breach opened up. So just some positional errors that cost Falcons in that round, rather than what you would typically see, that red cash extension, try and delay, fall back to con, try and delay, fall back to site. I didn't quite get that to work out, and what kept the round alive for Falcons was basically Shaiko.
I have a clipping
And the pressure not to be alleviated onto Shaiko for this round. He'll hold Rafters with the Azami available. Be intriguing to see maybe if that is then taken out in preparation for round 4. But all focus in on this one. The primary hard breach of the Hibana on offer for JV92. And should be rather straightforward here to work CCTV with the Bandit and the Kaid band out.
And as we know, CCTV has become a site where it's no longer the tertiary site. It's actually got a higher defensive win rate at SI than Gym Bedroom.
Yeah.
It's only like 1.4% off basement. So it's not a given here for Furia. But I like the Monty play. We haven't really seen too much shield play from Furia so far. You want to try and deal with the Zazami pushing up rafters. You bring the Monty, create pressure onto Shaiko. Others can then try and play doorway plus breach down below, as we just saw.
Keep our position.
So Shaiko's got his hands full in this third round.
So the red ping onto the ADS device, and Nade will likely EMP that. Shaiko now under threat from Herds on the Capital.
And Bolt's just to limit Shaiko's position and then try and trap him in the corner. There's the help. Well, never mind. He gets it himself. Good trade. 1-for-1. Ultimately, it's a win probably for neither. You lose the Capital, but you clear rafters. Solotov, sweeping headshot against KZ, though, gives Falcons the advantage. Rafters control, though, is there for Furia off of the Shaiko elimination.
And Solotov goes mainstairs, bedroom. It's an easy and safe flank back to site for him if he elects to do so. Furia on the back foot. They at least have a minute to work with, but default will not be an option.
Well, they've dropped kit and they're pushing. They left the kit behind, closer towards default, and they're going to storm into Cat. JB92 finds 2. He's got top red control. 2 versus 2 now because Fleapox is down, but they could opt for the revive.
Solotov has gone below. So Solotov now elects to play for Plant Dinar. Liquefact safe. Bedroom. He'll push forward when the call comes for the plant.
They're going for the plant. Solotov will be able to spot this. Liquefact now pushing in from construction. Nade could get this plant off in the corner, and it seems like he will. Despite the fact that Solotov has seen him, that kit is now successful. Fleapox finished off, and then the second onto JV92 from Solotov, pushing back up top red. Nade gets the down. 1 versus 1 against Liquefact. 30 seconds, loads of time for both of these players. Liquefact himself could even go for the res onto Solotov.
Nade won't be able to cut that off. It could now be a 2v1.
Thinking about it, and we'll do it. Commits. Now they can push together. Solotov back up. Nade, though, slipped into cash. Watching, and then gets the kill onto Solotov, who was low. Liquefact now wraps around. Nade hits the headshot, though. Back over to CCTV. Huge clutch from Nade. Furia find 2 straight on Clubhouse.
God, he's good. What a play from Nade. Great reposition. Plays it absolutely to perfection. It was an awkward one where it flipped very quickly back to a 2 versus 1. But he's played it to perfection. Great call from Furia despite being down towards the late round for a default plant. They pivot accordingly, drop the kit, go deep, and I mean, even with the Solace still available from down below, able to get it on the ground.
Okay, guys, just to slow down the game a
Falcons
little
tech
bit.
timeout.
I think we are playing well. We are playing together at the start. It's just like mid-round, we are letting the game freeze, them think what they can do, so they can do fast or slow, you know. This happened on Gym, we let them think, and then this happened on Cash as well. So just, I feel like we can still keep swinging in a way, you know, like keep playing aggro until the end of the round, you know. Don't let them think what they can do. For me, it's basically these guys, because we're getting the kills, we're playing aggro, we're playing together, and then for me, we just continue. I know, like, it's kind of dumb in a way, but I feel like they hate this shit, you know?
Yeah.
So this,
Okay.
for basement, watch out fast entries. Fast entry pool, you guys already know, okay? But just these guys, just keep playing aggro, fuck it, you know?
Okay, let's go, guys, let's go.
Till didn't listen, play aggro. That's the message from Julio over the last minute. There was a burp in there as well. I mean, honestly, it's a 2-1 scoreline. You're up 1-0 in the series. I don't think there's cause for alarm, but he's right. What Falcons have done well so far in the 3 rounds, find the early kills, they're winning early fights, but they are allowing then Furia to win the middle portion of these rounds, get good position, find some picks, and that's causing issues for Falcons. A 1v2 clutch for Nade. He goes top 15 now for 1vx's at the tournament with that clutch, by the way. And for, you know, a renowned support player, he's just one of the better clutch players. Like, it's insane.
10 seconds to go.
Camera ready to activate.
He's really the stereotypical modern day support where he can frag, he can clutch, he can do it all. Doesn't mean he'll do it
Attackers must locate
as often
and
as
defuse a
someone
bomb.
like JV92.
Throwing magnet.
As we head back to Church Arsenal, basement. Back in the first round, it was pretty comfortable for Falcons. That was, of course, the Liquifax Go Post round where he got the opening kill onto Herds.
Well, it's a castle extension from Falcons this time out, so there'll be presence on first floor, and with hatches opened up, the ability to peel down if required.
They got told to play aggro. So, I mean, if you play in Church Arsenal, typically you don't want to play aggro. You want to play that bunker. You want to delay the time. So how aggressive do they actually play this round?
Ooh, that's aggressive.
There you go.
From Solotov. My God, what a shot.
Oh, that's a big angle onto the sledge. Nade will fall. There's the aggression that Julio wanted.
Yeah.
It comes with the risk. You see Solotov's health. He could have lost that fight. Would have given a big advantage for Furia. But if you tell your team to play aggressive siege, well, here comes the risks. Fortunately, it pays off, though, for Falcons.
And it's tempered aggression as well. They don't look to push the boundaries all too much. They'll flood back to site. They've got good denial utility, Nitro available, Denari for the drop. The Clash Liquefact here can look to reposition as required. So Falcons find themselves in a good position, but Furia, I suppose, on the flip side, have again been able to settle. But again, how much will the settle really benefit them on a site like base?
And Liquefact also taken very low. If you look at the health margins here for Falcons, Solotov, Liquefact, and users are very susceptible for the late round execution. Something to be mindful of. Rede has a Nitro Cell in hand towards Arsenal. I imagine this is for Kitchen. Indeed it is. And if he lands this one, it could be a big kill, but no. Good run back out. Hatch opened up. And considering Furia are down a player, still in a somewhat winnable position. JV92 finds himself towards Church. Flash in, push Moto, and off he goes.
Still bolt utility as well here for KZ. If he can layer that correctly, JV as well with the Selma. Falcons need to withstand this pressure. Look at that, pushes forward over towards Moto.
And Shako as well, so it's a double push into Moto from Falcons, and it pays dividends. KZ down towards main stairs. Herds on the rotate over towards Bar. Does clear out users. Falcons are playing this aggressively for a Church Arsenal, just in the way that they're positioning, they're moving. But it is going to be a successful revive onto KZ heading into the final 20 seconds. It's a 3v3, but health is low for a lot of players.
15 seconds for the drop. Brede, full HP. Can he be the anchor that Falcons need?
That's Kit, by the way, over towards Kitchen. This round should be done. KZ by himself finished off double from Solotov. There's the response from Falcons as they tie the scoreline up 2 apiece.
Let's fucking go!
A very action-packed Church Arsenal round.
Absolutely.
Not your typical 5v5 with 30 seconds to go push into sight.
But we expected that, right? Falcons backed the call from Julio to aggress. We saw it early round from Solotov, who's now up to a 174 EPS, quietly, by the way. So credit to him. Lands a nice shot with the UMP again having impact, able to fall back. But it doesn't quite stop there. They didn't completely settle on site. We saw Liquefact, especially on the Clash, very active. Almost got caught main. Retreats back to site, then pushes forward over towards Moto, continuing to disrupt this attack from Furia. Despite that, it got brought back to a 3 versus 3, and the HP across the board was so low. It was still a very, very volatile round for both teams. But Falcons with the positional advantage, able to convert, and with Solotov firing, they're looking good here on Club.
Fury are going to need to start getting more out of Hertz. In the 2 maps played so far, he's 6 for 13, 2-4 on the entries with a 70 EPS. Speaking of Hertz, he almost just got eliminated. Oh, Nathan!
Oh my word!
Onto Shiko. Pistol headshot. Opening kill Furia. It's back and forth here on Clubhouse.
They breed them different in 2026.
I mean, this is the thing, though, with the brazen call from Julio, playing aggressive here for Falcons into what is an aggressive Furia roster. It comes with the risk. The reward not found this round for Falcons. Liquefact still lingering CCTV.
Changing mags.
And the thing with Furia is they're the kind of team at any moment that can just go, oh! Oh, never mind! Licky Fack, one tap is all he needs. Falcons get the kill back at the window though. He overpeaks, overstays his welcome, but then Solotov jumped out. What's happening on Clubhouse?
I feel like I'm watching a completely different map right now. This is absurd.
This is just turning Clubhouse into a run and gun funhouse.
Oh my goodness.
3v3 into the 5th round.
Clubhouse has turned into Coastline.
Doesn't feel like an upper bracket semi-final club, that's for sure.
Well, minute 30. And Furia will look to settle the nerves and prepare themselves for the final push. They have lots of time. Drone economy, I think, might be okay. Herds currently over towards bedroom. Double Candela. A flash for Herds. And a couple of air jabs. Falcons need to be so careful here.
Oh, Solotov. Big kill from bedroom. KZ and Nada split, and he gets another. Solotov is going absolutely nuts here on Club.
But he's low on HP.
Now, KZ's got a minute here. It's not as if he has to rush in. The kit, irrelevant. And as you mentioned, Solotov's health is low. Yellow ping info. KZ slips into bedroom, gets the kill, and creates the 1v1, but Users was quick with the reactionary kill. Falcons make it 2 straight and take the lead on Clubhouse.
The intensity at which these two teams are playing out right now is sky high. The trade game there until the minute 30 point was absurdly aggressive from both teams. Some insane shots as well getting hit. Shaiko double commits to the spawn peak, gets sat down, and then Liquefact with that incredible shot onto the danger man of JV92, but it didn't end there. Felipox, Agreston, the jump out was massive. Solotov up to double digits, and despite dying there with 50 on the clock, Users decided to reposition, played compact, and immediately lands the trade.
Played with his teammate, knowing it's 2v1, play close. If your teammate dies, you're in a good position to get the trade.
Well done.
3-2 lead for Falcons. And since that timeout from Julio, 2 rounds straight, they're playing more aggressive, and they're finding success off that. They're meeting fire with fire.
5 seconds remaining.
And this is how you typically see the top teams respond out of the timeout.
Objective is to defuse a bomb.
Cash and CCTV for the final round of this opening half. How aggressive will Falcons look to play this one?
Well, they bring double catch. So they have the ability to capture so much of that utility for the rafters clear. That being said, Furia elect not to bring the Blunty on this round. Exactly. The Capital utility is not an all-in for rafters. It can have impact for the con.
There should be a conside hit.
Yeah.
I mean, they do have the Capital as well, so if they want to elect, try and put some pressure, but as you said, the catch is there, limits the Capital's ability, so naturally with the way that Furia are already positioned over towards Jacuzzi side, opening that up, Herds out on the balcony. This is where, though, Falcons are positioned for this exact hit. They know full well, we've brought double catch, we've got Shaiko Rafters, they're going to have to go con side, so guess what? User sits in bedroom, Leaky Fack is lingering around towards logistics, and you've got Solotov bottom of main stairs. This is a game of chess right now here on Clubhouse.
Yeah, absolutely. This read from Falcons right now is really strong. Their positioning suggests that they are well and truly ready for this push. They are anticipating onside.
But Furia also look pretty switched on. They're taking their time, but they lost Herds to Users. Wins his battle towards Con.
It's aggression again. Another aggressive peak from Falcons. They have taken Julio's message and run with it.
Nade's in Jim, and Users is very close by. This could be one of the big fights of the round. Nade wasn't ready for Users to push in to Jim. He's got kit. The aggression from Falcons is next level here on Club. But KZ gets the kill onto Solotov to just calm things down, but he's gonna need more. Bride coming into logistics, Users still around bedroom. Shaiko's even left rafters. They want to battle around this kid. Oh, KZ swinging Vendetta deals with Users. But it's Shaiko that has the longer angle from Cash through towards Jim, and he got involved. He got off that rafters position, and it's only down to JV92.
Double smoke for JV92, low on HP, 1v3, and Shaiko nets the kill. Falcons denying Furia from even getting into the damn map right now.
What a response from Falcons to win the last 3 rounds of Clubhouse off the back of that tactical timeout. If you're thinking, geez, I'm a bloody mastermind.
They have taken his message and run with it. They haven't backed down. It's been tempered when required. It hasn't been absolutely ridiculously absurd to the levels that Furia have been able to exploit. It's been enough to disrupt these pushes to unsettle the attack. The question will be, though, how does that dynamic now change in the second half? It's typically far harder to be a super aggressive team on attack for Club.
Yeah, of course, Igor still has his timeout available for Furia. Gets to talk to them right now during the bans as we flip sides, go into the second half. Furia now go defense. And the bans for the second half will be Kaid along with the Capital, Mira, and Thermite.
Yeah, the Capital, intriguing target ban, of course, will really limit options for Falcons in terms of rafters clear later on. So not impossible. Grim's still up. You can flush out with flashes and frag grenades, etc. But takes away some of that toolage. Highlights from that previous round again. A lot of that centered around Falcons' ability to deny Furia any meaningful map control. And once it was obtained, it was too little too late. Basement then for round 7. Opening of this second half.
Look at the trap.
And I tell you what,
and the scope off
that lineup from Furia suggests that they are going to ramp it up as well here in the second half. I'm very intrigued to see where JV92 elects to post up. It seems to be second floor. Impact rotates in play. And there may even be a pretty significant investment in terms of this trap utility off-site to maybe assist JV92, try and get him into the game. We know how strong he is. We've seen the numbers at the event. We saw it highlighted on the desk. This guy's insane. So to be at 4-6 is unusual.
Attackers are heading out to defuse.
Yeah, even across both maps for JV92, 12-14. Coming into the series, the highest rated player at the event with a plus 43 kill differential, 10 multi-kills as well. On the quieter side, but it's honestly off the back of the level of play that we have seen from Falcons. So far, though, Falcons not really paying too much mind to the shenanigans of Furia on their top floor roam. JV92 seeing rafters, and they will go direct, drop on down, use this into Arsenal. Leaky Fact finds the pick onto Nade. Sight is vulnerable. There's no one really there. Furia gonna have to play retake. Herd's got one, instantly traded because he was by himself. Furia need to adapt to this very quickly.
Oh, this is such a good attack from Falcons. They should be able to get this diffuser down, but holding on to the post could be challenging. Can Furia fight their way back to the objective?
JV92 has gone back over to blue. Fleapox pushes into Arsenal, finds the kill into Solitop. Plan has gone down successfully. Shaiko able to win over towards Secret. Good kill though from KZ, knowing that he was looking to push back down. 2v2 post plan, but Fleapox headshot. Leaky Fact goes down, uses on the blitz, sits the corner, has not made a move. One goes by, and the second, he sees the mode, gets rid of one, and it's a low health for Leapox now, who's trying to bait him out, gets the guard break, headshot no, and the pistol shot does not land. 11 seconds, you've got to kill him right here, right now, you cannot. What a play from users! Oh my word!
That is absolute class. Oh my god. That round from Falcons probably goes down as one of the best attacking rounds we have seen in Paris. They completely ignore the roam. They go direct, get the plant, and then use this. So patient. Furia.
Como que o cara tá
Attack time
abrindo
out.
jaqueta, tá abrindo essa poncozinha, a gente não tá comunicando nada. JV, você tá lá com a porra da Scopus que tu implorou e tu não tá voltando com o robô da Scopus, tá ligado? O que que a gente tá fazendo, guys? Pelo amor de Deus. O jogo não é que tá difícil, a
Mano,
gente
tava
tá
sem
fazendo
reforço
merda,
dos
tá ligado?
ele só que quebrou de DMR e desceu as pancozinhas.
Então a gente tem que ficar atento, a gente tá errando nas paradas básicas do game. Aí óbvio que fica difícil o game, tá ligado? Então, mano, ó, a gente conseguiu. Vocês viram, vocês estavam amassando o cara ganhou porque ele marotou, tá ligado? Então, ó, só vamos ter atenção agora pra gente fazer as nossas play bem feito, mano, tá no jogo. Senão a gente só tá fazendo bosta, tá ligado? Então, mano, vamos ter atenção nos detalhes, nos fundamentos, aquilo que a gente cobrou, mano, antes ali na rodinha, mano. Aí o jogo vai ficar fácil.
Bora,
porra.
Bora, guys.
Bora de vir.
Bora virar essa porra, guys.
Well, let's see what the mental's like for Furia after they collapsed in a 2v1. Big discipline play from users. For all intents and purposes, this should have been a 4-3 scoreline, but Falcons now with a 3-round advantage, 4 rounds straight to their name, and it was all off the back of a direct hit.
Furia fought their way back to the objective.
Wow.
The remaining attack was trapped. But then users with the trigger discipline, and he avoids the initial trade, then stays alive with Philippox peppering him. That is so hard to describe just how wild
Julian in the background. Julian's like, oh my God.
They're losing their minds.
Oh no, that is indeed a head scratcher.
5 seconds left.
Casey cannot believe it.
Attackers are moving to defuse a bomb.
I'm still struggling to believe what we just saw. And it's now set the stage where Falcons are in such a strong position to potentially get a clean 2-0 over Furia. Wow. They are looking to march towards that hammer here in Paris.
Long way to go. Job not done just yet. Furia, champions themselves, will look to dig deep, and they're gonna go a bit more conventional. The Echo, the Warden, the Smoke, try and play a little bit more bunker towards site, except a little extension here from Herds and Philippox together. Gym bedroom side of the map. KZ, JV92 over towards Garage.
Swapping
and the Nade searching for information on the Yokais.
It's a very limited defense over towards Garage again with the Capital band out. That's the expected read from the defense.
Nope, not quite a misdrawing. Good little turn at the end to catch him in the corner.
Almost a user stupid.
Oh, Herds though. This is so aggressive. Double push, Licky Fact up main stairs, caught by Philippox. Solotov can't get in. That was because of the gas bait. Really good play from Philippox on the smoke. He gas baits off Jacuzzi, they can't push to help. Solotov and Bride were stuck outside Jacuzzi, which meant it was only Licky Fact towards top main. Herd's only getting a small tag on a Solotov. Shotgun swinging around the corner, finds the kill. One more outside breach, that's Bride. But he gets the trade onto Herd, so Shaiko tries to help out towards Jim.
Furia trying to play so aggressive on the exterior of the map, akin to what we saw from Falcons, and it's successful so far here in round 8, player advantage. JV92, good position, Philippox elsewhere.
Ball back.
Great work there.
Ball back.
The peel will follow, and Falcons are going to find it very tough to fight back into this round.
At the very least, if Philippox wants to stay, that's fine, but JV92 doesn't need to give his life away now towards Con. Users over towards Logistic, now battling both JV92 and Philippox. Philippox is pushing, knows he's tucked in, left side, gets the down and the kill. Big round from Philippox. Only Shaiko left. And after that magical play from users in the previous round, Furia have been able to respond and show the mentality of this roster that a key moment will not affect them. That it was only just one round, one play, and they move straight on to the next. Instant response, and finally break this round streak of Falcons.
Great fight back from Furia. I do wonder if the messaging in that tactical timeout was similar to Falcons in the sense of let's aggress, let's get on the front line, don't be afraid to dump utility early, try and prevent as much map control as possible. Do not allow Falcons to have the freedom to play make through the mid-round. And we saw that intensity was right up there. We actually have a translation if you want to go into it.
Yeah, so Maria was fortunate enough to give us the translation from Eagle's final tactical timeout here on Clubhouse. Basically said, JV, you're playing the scope pass that you begged to play, but you're not coming back with the transfer, that they're making mistakes, a lot of simple things. Pay attention to the details. What they've planned for the game, the fundamentals, what they talked about right before the game. So for Eagle, it's a reminder of get back to the fundamentals, what we're the best at, what we planned for, and stop straying from that.
10 seconds left before insertion.
And it looks like we're going to get a rehost.
I was going to say, that's only 9 players inside of the server. I anticipate that would be the case. Rehost officially called. Scoreline 5-3 in favor of Falcons.
Oh, and it's honestly a good little breather for both teams, if I'm being honest, in this tech pause. For Falcons, just exerting so much energy over the last, 4 or 5 rounds, amping up, playing aggressive, playing a lot of fights, It's one thing if you're playing 3-4 rounds straight where it's sit back, defense, waiting, a lot of waiting around. It's a whole other thing where it's like 4 or 5 rounds straight of just constant gunfights, moving around the map. You're just keeping your energy levels as high as possible for so long. I think this is a nice little breather for both teams. Have a drink of water.
It's been a very intense matchup, especially by clubhouse standards, where we're seeing a lot of these really early entry duels followed by a flurry of trades where typically we're whittling down to, maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 players alive across the board for the late round.
And 6-2 in terms of conversion rate. So a lot of those early fights are actually determining the rounds themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. We've seen several multi-kills as well throughout Clubhouse. Again, a little atypical. Shaiko with a 3K back in round number 2. Solotov backed it up in rounds 4 and 5. A 3K in each. And then Felipox playing the smoke in that last round, aggressive over towards Jacuzzi. He too netting 3 kills. And funnily enough, Felipox actually currently top fragging as well for Furia, first to double digits here on Club.
Yeah, the 1v1 for users, which to be fair, in that 1v1 back in the 5th round, Gym Bedroom was technically a 2v1 and then the instant trade. But then the 1v2 clutch on the Blitz that we saw, Church Arsenal, that was such a monster play. Solotov's had 2 different rounds where he's gotten multi-kills of 3K. Shaiko got a 3K back in the 2nd round. So a lot of these kind of statistics are very much in favor of Falcons. They're getting the multi-kills. They're winning the clutches. Felipox actually in that previous round was the first player for Furia here on Clubhouse to be able to get a multi-kill and the first one for Furia to do so since round 4 of Bank when JV92 got a 3K. So the multi-kills are in favor of Falcons. A lot of the entry battles, especially in Clubhouse, in favor of Falcons. The clutches in favor of Falcons. And I think that's where for if you're Igor, it's like, we're not winning these scrappy gunfights. We're not winning the play on instinct siege. Let's get back to the fundamentals. Let's try and bring the strategy elements back into it, and that's where we think we can beat Falcons. Because Falcons, we heard from Julia, was play aggressive. Let's play the gunfights. Let's get in their face, and so far that's been working.
Yeah, it was, again, if maybe you're just joining midway through this second map, it was a very simple and straightforward timeout from Julia. Not much in the way of strategic depth. He wanted his team to get in the face of the opposition, and it has worked. But if there's one strength that Furia have and may be regarded as one of the best in the world to do so, it's the ability to adapt. They've now had a read on Falcons over the last several rounds. They know what to kind of anticipate. We saw themselves. They met that aggression in that last round over towards the Jacuzzi entry for the CC side. And so we'll see how that dynamic continues to develop here from both teams. Maybe Falcons draw back a little bit. Maybe Furia continue to try and get in the face here and deny map entry. It's going to be so fun to watch.
10 seconds.
So Gym Bedroom, 9th round, a little breather, a little bit of a chance for us to just catch our thoughts and our breath and just refocus. Furia on the defense can certainly bring this back. That was their first defensive round from 2 attempts, and now their first attempt at Gym Bedroom. And again, even though you kind of look at the operator lineup changes, so they're bringing the Echo now 2 rounds in a row. You're bringing the Azami back once again. We're seeing the Fenrir now brought, the Clash for the first time as well for Furia. Just wanting to now kind of go back, play a little default, play normalized Clubhouse. Let's not play into the aggression of Falcons. Good information that you can see from the Yokai jumping up and down outside from Felipox. This is where you don't want to overextend, though, if you're KZ and Nade.
Oh, users. There's an opportunity here to catch JV92. Can't blind fire, though. We'll likely need information or Shaiko to pop the hatch. Here we go, users. JV92 still there.
Oh, easy kill.
Wow.
Good pinch. JV92 had no idea. Wonderful set play for Falcons to open up the round.
Yeah, beautiful.
And instantly brings back Nade and KZ. They completely give up on that top red cash hold for the Clash and the Goyo to go back, defend logistics, to deny any kind of quick drop through the hatch and taking space for Falcons. But now means they're down a player.
Surface secured.
Falcons have got the space. They've got top red, they've got cash control, they've got pressure towards Jacuzzi, still need to open that up.
Yeah, they're doing that now.
So this is what they've just done.
All the pieces have been laid out here from Falcons. The game of chess between these two continues. But Furia, they'll be eager to flip the board here. They're a player down. They're in a rough position. Yes, sure, nade's still up on the Clash, but so much utility for Falcons, and now a 2-player advantage.
Starting to just overwhelm these positions. Peppering, construction. You got Bride out in the balcony as well. Mickey Fat trying to push logistics. Hertz wanted to swing, get a timing, but he just cops a bullet to the head from Shaiko. Falcons now are on the verge of getting close to match point. Series point for Leapox. Needed something big. Good shotgun swing through the doorway. And at this point with a 2v4, you can't even really play the Yokais all that well. They have a BPC still over towards Jim. Good headshot, needed help from Nate, couldn't get it. Got a third. Leapox did his best, but he's outnumbered, ran out of teammates. Falcons have now got 4 match and series points. 3, sorry. A little excited.
Well, it's plenty of opportunities. It's a full rotation now for Falcons.
They're going to go basement here, surely, as we get the bans. Falcons in pole position. 3 opportunities to close this series out, beat Furia 2-0, and book their place in an upper bracket final. It just seems like destiny for this roster. So often, the bridesmaid, never the bride. Always second, never first. But it's Paris. Home territory for so many members on this roster. If there's ever a time to break that second place curse, surely it's at this Six Invitational. And the way they're playing right now, they're putting themselves in the best position to do so.
Yeah, a couple of really nice set plays there from Falcons.
Let's fucking go!
They are fired up.
Let's fucking go! Let's fucking go!
See the additional bans as well in play. The Bandit to accompany the Kaid and the Grim to accompany the Capital. Does limit some of the more playmaking opportunities, especially for like a CC site, for instance. Basement as well, to some extent, but a little bit more limited. Furia unknown. They have the pedigree to fight back from quite literally any position. Regardless of what the score says at the top, they know how to dig deep. But as it stands right now, even I feel like I lack faith in them. Falcons are looking like they are the top team at the moment between these two. They've played phenomenally. We saw it on Bank, we're seeing it on Club. Furia electing to get aggressive. They're ramping it up here. Now, last time we saw this, Falcons completely ignored, went direct, kitchen hatch. We'll see if they opt for something similar this time.
20 rounds played in this series so far. 15-5 is the ratio split for opening kill conversion, putting heavy emphasis on getting those early advantages in this series for both teams. Furia need to be perfect for 3 rounds straight because Falcons are playing so well today. KZ, he just doesn't shoot. Easy pick for Solotov. There's that opening kill, but instant trade elsewhere. Hertz was able to shut down Shaiko. They lose the sends for the late round execution with the ROUs. How aggressive does Hertz get here? Holds the angle. They lose Bride. Should have got that kill onto Solotov. Hertz will, though, go back and confirm it. Users pushing through Con, but honestly, job done right now from Furia. It's a 4v2 advantage on a very strong bomb site, and the round is done. We didn't even see Church and Arsenal. Furia should be able to get to 6-4. But Leaky Fak will give himself every opportunity in the 1v3.
Leaky Fak has looked amazing. He's had some immense moments of impact in this series so far. But this would be his largest of the series. 3 to find. Some info, though, available, but it doesn't matter. Hertz wins the round for Furia.
There's 1. 2 to go.
Yep.
But that was basement. We didn't get to see it, of course, but it was basement. Difficult site to take for the attacking teams of Clubhouse. So we have to go above now for Furia if they're going to get this back to overtime. Falcons have 2 chances to close this map and series out. And it's Cash, CCTV, where we head to next. Won by Furia in the 8th round successfully. Which does mean if they are to do so again at 6-5, it has to then be Gym Bedroom, barring bar stage site selection, which would be wild.
I still have my trepidations for Furia, but they are the type of team that could make me eat my words. Now again, heading into this site, the bans are critically important. With the Capital and the Grim off the board,
yeah,
going for a clear through Garage is so challenging. Not impossible. Again, you can flash and frag dump utility, but it becomes increasingly challenging. The users does tease the Monty initially, suggesting that maybe they would go for that, but the repick to follow. Furia will go into this round anticipating con side. It's up to Furia to either break that down and get map entry, which was contested so nicely over towards Jacuzzi last time out, or maybe to throw something different into play. Focus main breach, red, etc. There are some pivot opportunities.
Lounge might be a big factor in this round as well with Solotov and LickyFac. Herds over towards Secret, not going to spot out users. You can certainly get this first floor control for Falcons and try and see if they can get into some good positions to cut off rotates, play off the death marks, the logic bombs, play the vert, and then eventually get LickyFac to maybe play breach over towards Kennels, and then CC window jump in. So there are still multiple avenues for Falcons, but you're right, I think clearing Rafters will prove to be difficult. Nade is there with JV92, so it's a double stack Rafters. It does leave red kind of vulnerable. Now, you probably got that layered with F-Not Mines from KZ. Turns that found the opening kill. Solotov was able to get the response onto Felipox though, and that is actually the smoke down and the top performing player for Furia. A pretty even 1-for-1 trade.
Yeah, Felipox was highly influential last time out, denying the Jacuzzi entry. Now that route's open, there's perceived pressure on a couple of different positions around the map now on offer for Falcons to try and exploit. I don't think it's crystal clear right now to Furia what Falcons are shaping for.
It is a big overswing now from Furia. They've completely left the site vulnerable, and LickyFac is rotating towards Garage. LickyFac, if you wanted to, could actually just push in. The entire Garage is vulnerable. The site is vulnerable because Furia have brought all their bodies over.
That's what he does.
This con side hit.
Oh,
and KZ catches at the last second. KZ went back and was able to shut down the lurking LickyFac, and JV92 with that kill. Big advantage again for Furia. A peek at the window, Prede can't find the kill onto KZ. Deathmark activated from Solotov onto Nade, but turns it off. Knows that he's close by inside logistics. Here comes Solotov around the corner. Hertz though hits the headshot. He's starting to perform. Furia are starting to bring it back. It's 6-5. 3 of the last 4 rounds for Furia. Final round of regulation coming up.
And the tension continues to mount. 1 round away from overtime for Furia to do what we have seen them do before, which is bring back big deficits. They had to invest big time and back themselves in that round. They did exactly that, catching Falcons.
What a read from KZ though.
Oh, yeah.
I wonder at some point if it was almost communicated, hey, we've all kind of left side here, it's vulnerable. What if someone from Falcons goes for a direct hit? And that's exactly what LickyFac was trying to do.
We're ready for company.
6-5, match series point for Falcons, the last one remaining before overtime looms. Gym Bedroom, it is the one site Furia has not successfully defended in this half. Falcons won it in the 9th round, the only time we've seen it.
And it was a very one-sided round. Short.
See the frost, by the way.
Yeah, there were technically 2 players alive. Felipox got a 3K, but it really wasn't hugely influential. He got flooded on site by Falcons, who attacked this site really nicely.
That was the round where they played the logistic hatch, opened up, free kill on the JV92, set things in motion for Falcons.
Yeah, it's only a couple of set plays that translated to an advantage. That probably won't be as fruitful here in this round.
Casey's looking Garage, and we'll go back through Lounge, where Nade is helping him out and goes back up red stairs. Just got rid of a couple of drones, which is always valuable, as users on the Monty to try and challenge the clash later in the round, also for a safer entry. Nade sitting inside a cache, KZ now top red, but the extension is there for Furia.
Reloading!
JV caught. That was over towards Con. LickyFac finds the kill. So for the second time on this site, JV92 does not get to play Gym Bedroom. Falcons with the opening kill. A large conversion rate from both teams in this series when they do get that opening pick. Furia will know that and will look to respond.
This setup though from the defense still strong with the clash inside of Cash. And the shield over towards red, breaking this down for Falcons. It's still challenging.
There is no one in sight right now for Furia. They are massively trying to defend this cash position. KZ even lurking down below inside a Lounge. Wants to get into an off-angle position to maybe catch a push through stock. 90 seconds left in this round.
How long does Nade hold inside of Cash? I think his hand has been forced.
They're pushing
he needs
back.
to retreat to Con.
KZ will have to probably go secret basement and come back up main stairs. He's got no safe position to go back through lounge. And he's got no nitrocell either to even have an impact from here. And now the death mark, he's getting hunted. Not quite though, no one's really chasing.
Yeah, KZ taken entirely out of play. Late round probably looking to position over towards main. 60 seconds on the clock. Falcons still with a good band of time to work with, and with nade forced back and the positioning from Furia not completely optimal, the attack looks good here.
Billy Pox just double-checked main stairs for KZ to come back up safely. Good teamwork. He's death-marked again as Jacuzzi's getting opened up. Down to the final 45 seconds here in an upper bracket semi-final at Six Invitational. Doesn't get more tense than this.
This anchor work from Furia is about to be tested. Can they stay alive here for one more round?
Users pushing through logistics, but nade in there as well. The shield battle. Oh, what a shot from Shaiko though from the window. Is that all she wrote? KZ from behind gets one. Nade with the SMG2 was able to win against the Monty. There is still a chance here for Furia.
KZ needs to land the shot.
He does. Trade though. Nade, can he do it again in a 1v2 clutch? Has the yellow ping information against Shaiko. Fire extinguisher though blocks sight. Stays towards Stash. He needs to play the time. Abrita hits the headshot and Falcons are soaring to an upper bracket final here in Paris.
And you can see the emotion for Falcons. They came into this event. They want to make a statement. The hammer, they want to add it to that trophy cabinet, and they are off to one hell of a start heading into that main stage.
And it means for Furia, they go lower bracket. We'll still see them at the Adidas Arena. They'll still be at main stage. They will have an opportunity still to get to that hammer, but now becomes far more difficult for them going through that lower bracket.
Do not discount these guys. If there's any team that knows how to play from a lower bracket, how to play with backs against the wall, it's Furia. I said it before this match started. This could still be a grand final rematch.
Absolutely. Let's go to